going to change policy here.
I'm chairing the meeting, Ernie, and I'm telling you that's not how it's going to work. You want to hire a lawyer, you want to sue the town.
Well, we have a lawyer right here in front of us.
Counselor, does a meeting go on the majority rule of the board or not?
Well, have you guys adopted
On any vote? We have
We have
not
not
adopted a policy.
Then you have to go to majority vote. If you haven't adopted a policy, there's no past practice. If you want to follow it, fine. If you don't, you don't. You lose by
The
majority.
difficulty with having two votes, being able to table the meeting, is that any two people could table
Subvert the will of the majority of the board.
could table any action, not this one, any action, and postpone it forever.
Well, only if there's,
What would happen on a table is it would have to be the first item on the agenda
It
the
could be
next
tabled
week.
again.
No.
No, because,
You
but
have to
this is
take action on
all,
it.
this is all surmise. There is no such, this is all, we do not have a policy.
Well, that's true, but the Robert's rules would have to come back and it would have to be voted on at the next meeting. You can't do it indefinitely, but you guys have not adopted Robert's rules, so.
right, and we have table issues and, 3 and 4 times. So it's just that all I am saying is that I was not aware of the candidates, all right? So you want to create...
You were there at the interview.
Mike, I don't know which candidate, are you going to mention all the candidates' names?
I am
So
not.
that, well, then how...
I am going to mention the one candidate that we all agreed at the interview we felt was the most qualified. We have a recommendation from the director. I support his recommendation.
We all agreed
I
on this
am in-
person, right?
I am in, no, if you don't agree with this person, vote no.
Ray Blennar, Recreation Director. Basically, I just want to get this over with at the rec center, simple as that. I got the end of the year budgeting stuff coming up. Trish going out on maternity leave, so there's going to be no head accountant. I'd like to get somebody down there, get their feet wet, and let them know what the heck is going on down there within the first week of the year. We're budgeted for this position. According to all the duties that need to be filled, this is the position title that it is. I'd like to just get it put in, pick a candidate. I did put in a recommendation from the interviews that day, who I felt was the best candidate. And it was under my assumption from talking to everyone that we were basically all on the same page and felt that that person was the best candidate out of everyone that we interviewed. So I moved forward, made a recommendation, as well as a recommendation for salary based on what the range apparently was that we discussed, and that was it. So I'd like to just move on with it, rather than beat around the bush and drag this out any longer, please.
Ray, I understand what you're saying. We need to err on the side of caution. We've been down this road before,
Ernie,
as
please.
far as directors
Please.
and whatever has gone down there.
We've hired a receptionist down there, we interviewed her on Tuesday night, we hired her on Wednesday, we didn't have one scrap of paperwork on the individual, we had no background check, we had no application, we had no forms, we had no nothing,
And
and we
where is she
appointed
now?
her, she resigned.
Oh, gee, I wonder.
We appointed her the next night,
Right, and she resigned
and
now.
we've had 2 weeks to decide
Okay.
on a candidate. My personal opinion, if you don't like the candidate or you don't like the process, vote no.
Well, again,
I'm not
I
accepting a table in a second as the end of this.
Mike,
We're gonna vote on this, Ernie. You get
Mike,
3 votes.
Mike,
You get 3
Mike,
votes, Ernie. You get your
Mike, do you
table.
set policy here
You
on your
get-
own, or is this
Yes,
the town
I am
board?
chairing this meeting.
Well, I got news
And
for
I
you,
am
Mike.
chairing the meeting, and
You're
if the
chairing the
majority
meeting?
of this board says they wanna move this
Okay.
motion, then we're gonna move
All
it.
right,
You
then-
wanna bring legal action
I
against
will.
the board, feel free to do
Against
so.
you. Okay, go
Fine,
ahead. Go ahead.
against whomever.
Go ahead, against you for doing something
Would
that
you
is
roll
not...
call on the table, please?
Mr. Cassay?
This is on the vote to table?
This is on the vote to table.
Yeah.
I did,
What-
you already voted.
You voted yes to table. You can say,
I vote yes to table.
Yeah.
Mrs. Nasarino? No. Mr. O'Connor?
No.
Mr. Griffin?
no. Motion's been made and seconded to create the position of office manager. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Capasso?
No.
Mr. Cassay?
No.
Mrs. Nasarino? Yes. Mr. O'Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes. At this time, I'd like to make an appointment to the position of office manager within the Recreation Department. Whereas Tracy Buckley meets the qualifications as set forth in the attached job specifications as provided by the Putnam County Personnel Department for competitive class position of office manager, Department of Program within the Town of Patterson. And whereas the Town of Patterson, as appointing authority, wishes to appoint Tracy Buckley as office manager of the Recreation Department of the Town of Patterson with the job specifications as attached hereto, And whereas Tracy Buckley wishes to accept the appointment to the competitive class position of Office Manager, Recreation Department of the Town of Patterson with job specifications as attached hereto, now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Patterson hereby appoints Tracy Buckley to the competitive class position of Office Manager of the Recreation Department of the Town of Patterson with job specifications as attached hereto, and be it further resolved that the Town of Patterson hereby authorizes supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to give effect to this resolution. So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
I make a
Roll call,
motion,
please.
I make a motion to table the appointment.
Second. Have a roll call on the motion to table?
Was there a second?
Yes. Mr. Capasso?
Yes.
Mr. Cassay?
Yes.
Mrs. Nasarino?
No.
Mr. O'Connor?
No.
Mr. Griffin?
No. Motion's been made and seconded to appoint Tracy Buckley as office manager to the Recreation Department. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Capasso?
No.
Mr. Cassay?
No.
Mrs. Nasarino?
Yes.
Mr. O'Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes. Motion carries.